So what happens if you have an equation with two radicals in it and you can't isolate them both at once? Here, we could take one of these roots over to the right-hand side. So now we have the root x minus 3 isolated, but we can't have them both isolated at once. Trouble. Well, I won't lie, these are a significant amount of work, but basically, if you can't isolate both of them, you isolate one of them, and then you square both sides. That's the best we can do, so we'll do that. And here's what happens. On the left, the square and the square root cancel out the way we're used to seeing, and we get x minus 3. So far, so good. On the right, squaring this means we have to FOIL it. So I'm just going to write this again. Instead of the second power, I'll just write it out twice. And now we FOIL this, so we get 5 times 5. Outside, we get 5 times minus root x. Inside, we get minus 5 root x. And last, we get minus root x times minus root x makes plus x. Well, that wasn't so good. We started with 2 roots, and now we still have 2 roots. But wait, we can at least combine these two. So we get x minus 3 equals 25 minus 10 root x plus x. So now we have made progress. We started with 2 roots, we're down to 1. What next? Well, the rule is if you have a radical, isolate it and then square everything. The first time we did that, it took us from 2 roots down to 1. Now we're going to hit it again, and this time we're going to go from 1 root down to none. So to isolate this, I'm going to take the 25 over to the left side. I'm going to take the x over to the left side. So we get x minus this x is just 0. That's nice. Negative 3 minus 25 is negative 28 equals negative 10 root x. Square both sides. And we get, what is 28 squared? 784 equals 10 squared is 100. Root x squared is just x. So divide both sides by 100, and we get x equals, not a real nice number, but 7.84. Does it work? Our original equation was root x plus root x minus 3 equals 5. So our proposed solution is root 7.84 plus root 7.84 minus 3 equals 5. Definitely a job for a calculator. The square root of 7.84 is 2.8. 7.84 take away 3 is 4.84, and if you take the square root of that, you get 2.2 equals 5. 2.8 plus 2.2 does indeed equal 5, so look at that, it worked out. There was one solution and it was even valid. So really, when there are 2 or 3 or 5 radicals, heaven forbid, the procedure doesn't change. It's still isolate as many radicals as you can, square the whole equation, repeat until you win. Eventually you will get rid of all the radicals if you're persistent with this.